Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. This is Speaking with Judgment, hosted by me. Hope everybody listening is having a fantastic Wednesday. 4th of July is on Friday, a great summer holiday. It's also the time of year on the calendar when the NBA is going absolutely nuts. One major story in the NBA right now is the Milwaukee Bucks' surprising decision to waive Damian Lillard and sign Miles Turner. The clock has expired in Milwaukee. The clock struck midnight, and the reality now is that Damian Lillard will now have other teams looking at him to potentially bring him on board. The Milwaukee Bucks decided that they want to cut ties with Dame. And so instead of keeping him around, the Bucks dumped him. It was not mutual. It was not expected. The man got dumped. I'm shocked they're done with him. It's a cold, cold world. They used him, drained him, then left him. I don't even understand this from the Bucks. This to me is a super curiosity. And then to bring in Miles Turner for that much money is weird, baffling move that they just... But here's the thing. You start to think that the Milwaukee Bucks didn't want to have Lillard rehab for a year and then opt out. So they were on the hook for half the money without him playing in the 2025-2026 season and have him walk away. So I think it just wasn't a great fit. I mean, I don't know. This is probably a bad choice because now you might lose Giannis. And yeah, I imagine Giannis feels like a guy who is never going to have a winning team around him again and win another championship where he is now. I say a flurry of moves the Bucks have made are reckless. The Miles Turner deal to me is puzzling because it is a lot of money and multiple years when you don't really know how this is going to work out with some of the complementary pieces. Giannis was playing center a lot last year. How does Miles Turner complement that? I can understand why Giannis would look at this and go, what are we doing? You know, obviously, if you're Giannis, you don't like it because Lillard was your running mate. I'm not sure they can survive without Dame looking at that roster. They have zero future assets, a disgruntled superstar big man. You waived a star during his Achilles rehab and handicapped yourself financially for a guy that won't really move the needle. And you're committing a lot of money long term to a roster that if you don't have Giannis is going to be an absolute atrocity. This feels wrong on so many levels to just dump Dame. Dame put his body on the line for this team, returned and ruptured his Achilles, and they waived him a month later. By waiving Damian Lillard, the Bucks were able to sign Miles Turner, and that's the reasoning behind it. And it was so they can make room to sign Turner. I'm assuming that they're doing every possible thing to keep Giannis, or they already know that Giannis checked out and is gone when that time comes. So maybe they're doing everything possible to replace Giannis, knowing what could come. Anyway, Damian Lillard is not with the team anymore. And so we are now told that Giannis, according to NBA insider Chris Haynes, a credible reporter, Giannis was not happy about it. You look at the potential lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks next season, it is a disaster. Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr., Kyle Kuzma, Giannis, Miles Turner, Bobby Portis Jr. is your sixth man. And you never know with them. They might end up trading Bobby Portis. That's Giannis' excuse to get out of there. I would say now his departure seems certain after his running mate was done so dirty by the Bucks, who are a confusing mess. What this tells me is that even if they make a deep playoff run, which I highly doubt, Giannis is gone. So now there's reportedly about a dozen of teams calling interested in Dame. He's already received calls from contending teams. He knows he can get on another team. First of all, Damian Lillard originally didn't want to play in Milwaukee. Remember, the Bucks weren't a preferred destination for Lillard when he asked for the Portland Trailblazers for a trade in 2023. You talk about being unhappy. That's a guy who never, to me, appeared to be happy and just tried to make the best of it since that's where he was traded. The guy was getting paid and wanted you to believe this was some type of happy story. So that was my first thought on this. So the other thought, which is rather obvious, I'm sure you thought the same thing. I don't know how you could have come up or come to any other conclusion. This is like a thank you from Lillard. It's like, listen, I really didn't want to be here, so you're doing me a favor by cutting me loose. That's what Dame is feeling, I'm sure. And now all eyes are on Lillard and what team will sign him as he recovers from his Achilles injury. And now, once again, we find ourselves wondering what the future will look like for Giannis. It's now really about what Giannis is going to do, especially after the Bucks waive Dame. That's what it's about. It's about Giannis. This is not so much about Lillard because he's going to find another home. And so for Giannis, I would say the future is uncertain. The best thing for him to do is just walk away, no reason to stay, exit the door. It is open. These days, that's the preferred action anyway. Bail out, player empowerment. Everybody is gone except Giannis. You know, it's like you see everybody around you leaving and the team doing nothing to build around you. You're going to eventually say, you know what? I'm out of here. I've had enough. This is why I don't think he'll be a Buck after next season. I wouldn't be surprised if he requests a trade next season. All right, everybody, that's all I have for you. I got more content coming up for you. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, the NBA, like I said earlier in this video, is going absolutely insane right now. The NBA is bonkers right now. There is a lot happening. I feel like every day you wake up to some breaking news around the league, man. It's a lot going on. The Lakers signed DeAndre Ayton today. I want to talk about that. I got some content on that as well. We'll get into that. I still want to get into the Mike Brown hiring. Yes, the New York Knicks finally got themselves a new head coach. We'll get into that. There's a lot to talk about, man. But I had to jump on and talk about Damian Lillard. And now the next question is, where will he end up? You know, could it be LA? Could it be Miami? Miami can get him for cheap now. Where will he end up? I think that's the question that's on everybody's mind. But we'll talk again very soon. Don't forget, if you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate the love and support. I'm out of here now. You guys have a great, great night.